For the past 2 years of my college experience, I have been addicted to sound. I'm not talking about birds chirping or trees swaying. I'm talking about the noise that comes from the little computer in my pocket, my phone. Throughout my freshman and sophomore year at university, you'd be damned to find me without earbuds or headphones on, listening to Spotify, YouTube videos, audiobooks. You get the gist. At the time, I thought nothing of it. I saw all the other students listening to music on their way to class, during their lunch, during class. So I just thought it was a normal thing that sleep-deprived, perpetually stressed college kids do. But it was when I was without sound that I started to notice a problem. When I wasn't blasting music or listening to a random Markiplier video, I started to become anxious and uncomfortable with the silence in my mind. I would feverishly look for any opportunity to put my earbuds or headphones back on, to go back to my happy place, away from the world, away from the silence, away from myself. At first I thought this phenomenon was just me being a weird freak and that there was something wrong with me, but I've come to find that a lot of people from my generation also share this avoidance of silence or this unease when we come across quiet in our lives. There are so many studies out now about how our generation has become addicted and obsessed with online stimuli, and audio is just another extension of that. People now are more afraid and uncomfortable of silence now than ever. I think the reason that I became so addicted to audio stimulation is because I wanted something to take me away from my wandering thoughts. I'm 100% an overthinker, and a lot of the times my mind wanders places that I'm not very comfortable with. And many people, there's that little critic in the back of your head that says, you suck, you're inadequate, you're gonna fail, what's the point, you're gonna mess up anyways. And as an engineering student, that little voice just grew larger and larger with time. The expectation to perform well and score high in school, the drive to impress my parents and make them proud, uncertainty about future career opportunities and potential. All of these thoughts were on my mind 24/7, and they stressed me out a lot. So I wanted something to fill that hole, so I didn't have to think about that, so I could relax and I could calm down. So music and YouTube videos were where I made my escape, where I went to snuff out those stressful thoughts, those critical voices in my head that always told me that I was lesser than, I wasn't going to amount to anything, or those thoughts about where my career is going to go, am I ready yet, what do I need to check off this checklist to be a valuable employee, all that stuff. But this avoidance of the quiet really began to bother me because I used to like reading a book quietly without any noise, just taking a quiet stroll through a park, through my neighborhood, and that had been taken away from me because of my addiction to sound, music, and YouTube videos. What bothered me the most was that I was not enjoying my music anymore. I was becoming bored, and all of my favorite songs from my favorite artists had become bland and stale, and I found myself spending 5 minutes just looking for a song that I wanted to listen to before I went for a walk or went on my commute. I think that this was a result of not only listening to music so often, but also because I wasn't really listening to the music, I was just putting stuff in my ears to fill the space. I wasn't intently listening. It was just something to fill the space in my mind. So I wasn't really appreciating what I was listening to, and I was over consuming it. I told myself something had to change. I need to take back the quiet again and also come to reappreciate the music that I really enjoy, and also audiobooks that I listen to, and actually get something from that experience instead of just having it go in one ear and out the other. So that's exactly what I set out to do this summer, and let me tell you, the silence has never been better. It was pretty rocky at first still. I would still occasionally put headphones or earbuds in whenever going on a walk or playing games or just doing any other household task. But slowly and surely with time, I began to train my brain to being okay with the quiet again. I could read books without music. I could leave my headphones or earbuds alone when doing chores around the house. And I was okay with having those uncomfortable thoughts again. I could manage them. I think what helped me the most was setting aside time for meditation and setting aside time for solely listening to music. In the morning, I would meditate anywhere from around 5 to 10 minutes, and at night as well. And what I would do is I would just sit there, close my eyes, focus on my breathing, and just think of nothing. Just let my mind go where it goes and just exist without having any other stimulus around me. This helped me to get used to the quiet again, to make peace with my wandering mind, and to improve the overall focus in my tasks and day-to-day life around the house. When listening to music, I decide to limit my control on what I listen to. So instead of listening to a playlist or picking out songs that I want to hear, I decided on listening to an album from an artist that I really enjoy. I enjoyed my favorite artist's work even more because this slice of the day was a special treat. I only sat down and listened to the full album that I wanted to once everything else around the house had been done and once I got everything that I needed to do out of the way. Another reason that I think I enjoyed listening to music this way even more is because I was listening to it the way that the artist intended. I was listening to the full album instead of just a track here and then a track from another album here. I was appreciating the entire production instead of just the individual parts. So for those of you who are going through the same thing I did, always needing to have noise going in your ears, always playing music on your phone or computer, avoiding silence, becoming bored of your favorite musical artists or songs, I invite you to try to enjoy the quiet again. Try to train your brain to enjoy silence again because it's good for you. It helps you clear your mind and it helps you focus more in day-to-day life. It won't be easy at first. It certainly wasn't for me. But I promise you, if you stick with it, you will come to enjoy the peace of silence again. We live in such a frantic and noisy world that depriving your mind of the rest of quiet is only going to make things worse down the line. Take back your mind, take back your quiet, because trust me, you need it. That's all I got for today, guys. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Tell me about your experiences with noise and quiet in the comments below. And with that being said, I'll catch you later. Gotta go watch Sopranos. See ya.